Worst thing is, I believe it's still here, and it's really smart.
I got motion detectors across most of the property, so if something moves, we're gonna know about it.
This is not a natural death. These incisions, they're perfect.
How do you explain what's been happening here?
How do you know the MD doesn't know exactly what's here? Is this Cameron?
Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. Hope you can hear me. That was the trailer for Skinwalkers, this week's Friday night appointment with fear. It's a found footage film. Found footage is a genre that I'm a big fan of. In fact, I used to have a found footage page on my website, but I got rid of it because I couldn't be bothered keeping up with it, to be honest. But I'll show you it anyway. It's not online anymore, although you might find it on the Wayback Machine, the Internet Archive. There it is, look, now you can't see the bugger. There we go. The found footage phenomenon. And he used to list all the films I'd seen or owned or whatever. Do little reviews of them. Yeah, but like I say, I love my found footage films. Also had a Facebook page. There we go, the found footage phenomenon, which was like an offshoot of my website, where I just used to put on films I'd seen, and other people used to interact as well. But that's not going anymore either, because I kind of couldn't be bothered keeping up with it, because I'm bone idle. Anyway, so we're doing a found footage film tonight. The first one we've done. Probably not the last, to be honest. But anyway, Skinwalkers. Originally called Skinwalker Ranch. I've got the original cover here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Skinwalker Ranch. That was his original title. And for some reason, it was retitled Skinwalkers. Maybe there was some legal issues. I don't know. But that was the original title, and the version we're watching tonight is the Skinwalker Ranch version. I do have the Skinwalkers version on DVD. There we go. So, but we're not watching that one. We're watching the Skinwalker Ranch version. I think they're basically exactly the same, apart from the title. So, oh, hang on, pressing the wrong button. Pressing the wrong button. I'm an idiot. Where are we? There we go, that's the one we're watching tonight, Skinwalkers. As I said, I don't know how they changed the name. It's loosely based on the real-life events of the actual Skinwalker Ranch, which is called the Sherman Ranch in Utah, in the United States. You may know it from the famous TV series, what's it called now? Some people call it The Curse of Skinwalker Ranch, but it's not called that, is it? The Secret, that's it. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, with that scientist Travis Taylor. It's a cool series, and I like watching that, and I'm looking forward to the new one. So you may know the ranch from there. It first came to notoriety in the early 2000s, when George Knapp, the famous Las Vegas news reporter, started covering it because of NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science, set up by billionaire Bob Bigelow, had bought the ranch and they were doing lots of investigations into it. And anyway, he ended up writing a book with the lead scientist, did George Knapp, called Hunt for the Skinwalker. They were Colm Kelleher and George Knapp. It's a really good book. I have got that book. Actually, no, I'm lying. I bought that book and lent it to my brother, and he's still got it, which is fine. Anyway, right, so let's get the film on. As usual, we'll not be just watching the film. You don't have to. If you just watch the trailer, you've pretty much seen the film. They got all the main bits in there. But anyway, just let me get rid of some stuff before I continue. That I've shown already. Just tidy up my my screen here. It's live. It's live. Right, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment in the chat or afterwards in the comment section. I'm also on Rumble and Spotify and Amazon Music Podcasts and Google Podcasts. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Links are all in the description for that stuff, as are the links for my 2 books. What the heck? Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure, and Silent Predator, a short horror novella. It's all a bit of fun. It's on Amazon. Right, let's get the film up. And start looking at it. Right, now then, where are we? Where have I put the blinking thing? By the way, we're still going. Yes, we are. Excellent connection, it says. I'll get the chat box up in case anybody joins in. There's no viewers just yet, but hopefully somebody'll appear in time. Chat box red. There we go. Right, so we're off and running. And have I muted it? Yes, I have. Right. So we start off with a title card. It's going to go a bloody frame at a time, isn't it? It is. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Sometimes they like skip 5 or 10 seconds. Sometimes they do like a frame. So I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. See, missed a bit already. There we go. In 2010, Skinwalker Ranch gained media attention after experiencing a wide range of unexplained phenomena, including the disappearance of the rancher's 8-year-old son. That's not a true thing, by the way. That didn't happen. As far as I know, anyway. And then it says, there we go. Modern Defence Enterprises, MDE, sent a team of experts to document and study the occurrences. That's what we're going to see then, this team from MDE. Obviously, the movie's version of NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science. It's called the MDE. We have a news reporter. It's obviously based on George Knapp, and the head of the team in this, Sam, is obviously based on Colm Kelleher. Although they don't look anything like those characters, and they don't act anything like them, but, you know, that's what they're doing. Right. MDE's footage was found in the possession of journalist Jacob Rundles, who obtained it through an undisclosed source. I've no idea who Jacob Rundles is. I don't think he's even in the film. I don't think he is, anyway. But anyway, Rundles disappeared inexplicably on January 18th, 2013. By the way, there are some mistakes in this film. It's very low budget, as is usually the case with found footage films. They're usually extremely low budget, micro budget. Although I'm sure this one, you know, wasn't super low because it has some pretty decent visual effects. But there are some mistakes in it and some baffling choices, but never mind. Right, so off we go. There we go. So we start off with a bit of family video or film, whatever, of the rancher and his son Cody. I can't remember the rancher's name. I'd never remember this stuff, do I? Oh, God, I can't find it. Where is he? Hoyt, that's his name, of course. Hoyt is the name of the rancher. Played by John Grease, Jongries, whose face you probably know. He's been in tons of stuff. X-Files, Supernatural, 24, some film thing with Men in Black. He's been in loads of films and TV stuff. He's got one of those faces. Everybody else have no idea who they are. By the way, it was directed by Devin McGinn and Steve Berg, and Devin McGinn is in the film as Cameron Murphy, pretty much the main character. So there you go. Who plays the news reporter? Anyway, where were we? So we're seeing this. I'll show you this. Look, it's just going to go frame at a time. Look at that, frame at a time. Father, I told you I would get it. Got subtitles on. And they're in capitals for some reason. Look, I can't keep doing that, can I? So we're seeing this. So they're all happy families. Obviously, the wife and the mother of Cody is behind the camera doing the filming. There you go. They're playing about in the fields of the ranch. Let me cut to. See, I've gone too far now. Right. So they've been playing. They've even put a timestamp on November 11th, 2010. They're playing, and then suddenly there's there we go. There's a flash, and there you go. And Cody's disappeared. So they all go running. What's happened? So there we go. So that's what happened. The sun's disappeared in a flash of light on film. So the team are sent to investigate. Sometime later, in August of the next year, August of 2011, the MDE. Yeah, MDE. There we go. Begins on August 1st of 2011. We find out that the wife, Cody's mother, who we don't see in this film apart from there, is in a mental institution, after what she's seen. And, oh, hello, Joshua. Joshua's arrived. The wife of Hoyt is in a mental institution. We don't see her again. We just hear about her. Hoyt gets a phone call later on. But we don't hear what how she's doing. But she's obviously not well. So Hoyt's there all by himself. Right, so then the film begins. By the way, it's being filmed. Usually we found footage films. It's a case of you've got one person with a camera, and then usually like some CCTV cameras dotted about. That's what they usually do with found footage films. So we've got one person with a camera, and that person is, if I can remember. Who is it? I can't remember. I think it's Britton Sloan, played by Michael Black. But I could be wrong. I don't think we see him. Maybe we see him at the very beginning. I could have blinked and missed it. I've just watched the film, for God's sake. But anyway, we're meeting these people here. There's some interviews at the beginning, and they're talking about the Hoyt's family and that. And some people think he's done his kidding and buried him somewhere on the ranch. Other people think he's telling the truth about what happened. Some people think he's faked the footage, because obviously they've got it on film of his son disappearing. So there we go. So there's some interviews of that. There we go. There was neighbours and people in the town. And it's supposed to be set in Utah. I don't know if it was filmed in Utah. I had no idea. But there we go. So anyway, they all arrive at the ranch in a minute, after we're done talking to these denizens of the region. As I said, some of them believe him, some of them don't. Oh, for God's sake, get on with it, will you? Right, so they've arrived. We start off. Hang on, let's get there. There we go. We see the ranch in the distance. God, I wish it had jumped more than bloody 5 seconds. Then we're meeting the team that's setting up. We've got Sam, who's there. You can't see behind my head. He's the team leader. This is somebody else. Don't ask me to remember the names, because they're all pretty, I don't know. I think he's Ray. Yes, he's Ray, played by Kyle Davis, who actually does look familiar, but I can't think of what he's been in. He's security. Is Ray. This is the news reporter. They're obviously friends. They have a hug. I don't think we see the cameraman at all, to be honest. There he is. He's there to, write articles or whatever. Write it up about what's going on. Can't remember who he is. That said, there's a crew, and they all do varying. Some of them hardly do anything; you hardly see them, and some of them feature quite prominently. But they all have their little moment. So they're setting up anyway, setting up the cameras and stuff. Oh, for God's sake, go on. They're setting up the cameras. This is Hoyt coming to meet them. There he is. The subtitles. Get off subtitles. I'll turn them off. Sometimes they help me remember what's happened, but sometimes they just get in the way. Subtitles. There we go. Turn the buggers off. There he is. He's saying he's telling the truth. He just wants his son back. You know, it's been a nightmare, and he's glad that they're there to help. She's a vet. I think she's called Lisa. I think she's the vet of the team, so she has a role to play, as we'll see later on. There she is, and she's very pretty. Her and the reporter, whose name I've forgotten already. What's the hell's his name? Cameron, that's it, Cameron Murphy. They seem to have a blossoming romance, although we don't see that, but you get the feeling they're going to be an item at some point. Or there would be. Spoilers, but never mind. So there we go. So they're introducing themselves to the rest of the team. This chap, he sets up all the cameras and equipment and stuff like that, and he's a firm believer in the paranormal. Is this chap? Well, I've got to look up his name as well. Hey, Matt. That's Matt, played by Matt. There we go. So this is showing Matt setting up stuff. He's got like sensors and cameras and stuff all around the house. This is Ray, the security fella, ex-military. He monitors the cameras as well. He's got CCTV dotted about all over the ranch. So Hoyt now is taking the team out to look at, I think it's a deer that he's found dead on the ranch, because they talk about cattle mutilations. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this film. There's, like supernatural events, and there's like, apparently UFOs and stuff like that. And cattle mutilations and weird animals and all that thing. All that stuff. Which is what's supposed to have happened at the real Skinwalker Ranch. And even weirder stuff. It's an area of high strangeness. That's what the film's all about, high strangeness. So they get out there to this where there's a dead deer. Here we go. They found it, and the vet, Lisa, gives it a quick examination. She realises it's died of natural causes. It's nothing supernatural. It's but she'll take samples anyway. But in her opinion, this deer has died of natural causes. There's nothing supernatural about that. This is how all found footage films begin. They start off really slow. Sometimes they're a bit too slow, and they're slow all the way up to that last 5 minutes. But this one's not quite that bad. But they do start off slow, and things slow, build up. So that's what's going to happen here. Right, so we've seen all the different cameras that he's got set up. There we go. This is Ray showing the different cameras. We'll do it this way. See, can't do, because it won't bloody do it. So there we go. See the front. There we go. The house. Showing all the different cameras. There's a storm coming, by the way, with those flashes of lightning. Let's make sure we're still going. Yeah, it still says excellent connection. Got to be careful when you're playing these blooming videos. Also gives us a timestamp that you can't see from my head, but it's the 2nd of August, 2011. There you go, it's 7:18 p.m. There you go, there's the pasture. All these shots all feature in the film. Something happens in each one of these areas. What's that one? That's the corral. I said everything. Something happens in each one of these areas. Actually, I don't think anything happens in the corral. But never mind. There's the barn. A flash of lightning, spookily, as we see the barn. Things happening there. Ooh. There's the inside of the barn. He's telling him about what's going on, and he says they've got cameras inside the house as well, and he says they automatically go to infrared when it gets dark. Right, so they're having dinner. They're all getting to know each other, and he's saying he's grateful that they're there. He's Hoyt. That all changes later, obviously. Now we're going through the rooms in the house. Bedroom 1. There we go. That's Matt checking things. We'll actually see something through a window in a bit. Not just yet, I don't think. I could be wrong, though. If you see anything, shout out. What's that? Hang on, I'll wait for it to appear on screen. What's that? What did it say? That one. Bedroom 2. See the lightning's flashing outside. Is that a face in the window there? Or is it just a bit of pareidolia? There's be a face in the window there, doesn't there? I think it's a bit of pareidolia. One of my favourite found footage movies was Afflicted. Yeah, it's a good one. That's like a vampire one, isn't it? Yeah, it is that a vampire one, isn't it? It's good as that, Afflicted. Yeah, that's in my list. Living room. I just want to go through these and then we'll carry on with the film, showing all the different camera angles that they've got set up. Dining room. There he is, look. Hello, Matt. Kitchen. This is an important place. Quite a lot of things happen in the kitchen. He's checking the fridge. Hello. Oh, no, I thought that were done then. Bedroom 3. I think that's Hoyt's room, I think. Of a press plate, yes. And bedroom 4. I don't know whose room that is. That could be Hoyt's room. That could be Lisa's room. But we see somebody that shouldn't be there later on. And the basement. There's Matt appearing in the basement. And the butcher room. And there's Hoyt working on something. It makes him jump. And I think that's it. I think that's it for the rooms. So we're all set to go now. We're all set to begin the investigation. So, what happens first? First, so there we go, they're playing chess and they're just talking and nothing happens. The storm's raging outside. And then we're going to cut to Cameron. Now, Hoyt's off to bed. And he starts playing this weird music for some reason. I don't know why. As soon as he goes to his room. They're just having a little conversation that's subtitled because it's bad audio, but they're talking about the case and that they're there to help. Right. Here we go. This is Cameron doing one of his video diaries. Lisa interrupts him, so their friendship begins. But I think it's here where we see something, I think, in a minute. But they're talking to each other about this and that. See, I've probably gone too far now. Come on. Go back. This is the first time, for God's sake, first time we see something. See, she's holding the camera now. She's taking the camera off him. He was doing his video diary. But she's taking the camera off him. She points it at him. And then there we go. Watch the window. Here I did it. There you go. Something in the window. Did you see it? Did you see something move? It did. Something moved outside. Why does the first room not have curtains? Oh, no. I never even noticed, to be honest. I don't think his has got curtains either. I don't think it really matters. They're in the middle of nowhere, so nobody's going to see them, are they? Anyway, so there was something out the window. They didn't notice it, by the way. There's an establishing shot of the house. And looking at the rooms. as the storm rages. There we go, people asleep. All right, that's it. And the next thing happens, they're all awoken. There's a really loud noise, like a deep, throbbing, humming noise that wakes them all up. They're all screaming, holding their heads, and it goes on for ages. Well, a minute or two. And then just suddenly stops. And so they're all running about. Obviously, the cameraman's grabbed his camera and is filming it all now. But then it just suddenly stops, and then they hear this noise. They think something's on the roof, running about on the roof. So they all run outside. And they start shining the flashlights on the roof, and they find out. Somebody gets a ladder. Oh, for God's sake. There you go. They found loads of dead bats had fallen onto the roof. And these two don't, because they do what they just did with the walk by. Well, yeah, true. Got to be able to see out the window, so curtains would get in the way, wouldn't they? Anyway, they find these dead bats on the roof that have just, dropped dead and landed on the roof, which is another paranormal event. But they find out that in this noise that they heard, there was the actual noise, and then underneath it, there were like infrasound, and I think that's what interrupted the bat's sonar and had them, dropping dead. Right, so there's the vet doing autopsies on the dead bats. She says there's nothing wrong with them, and then they find out later that there was this infrasound that affected them. Then what happens? This is Hoyt. He gets a phone call about his wife. This is how we know that his wife's in some sort of mental institution. And he just said, the doctor says, I'm just phoning with an update about your wife's condition. He leaves a message on the answering machine. That's the last we hear of her. So she's not around. Anyway. Here they are gathering up the rest of the dead bats and putting them in bin liners. Another shot of the pasture. Like I said, we keep getting these establishing shots of like stuff not happening. And they're wondering what's going on. But then they get called outside. They use the binoculars, and there's a black car watching them. Like the camo dudes from Area 51. There's that, and they don't know why they're there. And it suddenly turns around and drives off. And we never find out. Spoilers, we never find out what they want or who's behind it. I suspect it might be part of the supernatural events. I suspect, but I'm not entirely sure. Because we never find out, because it's all weird. And something going on with his eyes there, wasn't there? I'll not find that. Never mind. So they don't know what's going on. Hoyt says he's never seen it before. Those car with blacked out windows has never, and it had no plates, has never visited him before, but there it is driving away. So, mystery upon mystery. Right, what happens next? This is where they're learning about the infrasound, why the bats all suddenly died, but they don't know, what caused it. And the vet says, well, some animals create infrasound, like whales. Some whales will use infrasound to stun their prey, fish and stuff, before they eat them. And Ray says, what the hell's a whale doing up here? So that was funny. Probably the funniest line in the film. But yeah, they don't know the source of this sound. Right, so next up, what's happening here now? What's happening here? Let me see. I think is this just that? I don't know what it is, to be honest. I can't remember. Who's in this truck? Or are they driving somewhere? I can't remember what's actually going on here. I think there's a dead cow they're going to look at. Or something's been picked up on the motion sensors. That's it. So they're going out to check that. So off they all go. No, I'm lying. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. I should make notes, shouldn't I? I'm useless. What's happening now? That pickup truck with this fella arriving. Oh, you can't see. It was a local Native American, first person, whatever the hell you call them these days. Played by Michael Horse. The character's called Ahote. You've probably seen him before. I think I've seen him in the X-Files. I think he played like, obviously a Native American in the X-Files. There's probably been in other stuff. And it's supposed to be there to do a ritual to, bless the land. And, it's like the thing that they're doing. But he starts doing the ceremony. And then he sort of like drops to one knee, clutching his chest. And you think, oh, he's going to have a heart attack. Because he tells them all about the land and how it's it's a weird land, and it's hunters would go out from the tribes and then come back changed, and they'd be different because of what they'd seen and weird things, and some never come back. It's a weird place. It has been since before time. So there he is doing his chanting and all that stuff, You know what I mean. Anyway, suddenly clutches his chest and drops to one knee. And they think, oh, crikey, he's having a heart attack. And then suddenly he just recovers and says, you should get the F out of here. And then he disappears. We never see him again. Not in a puff of smoke. I mean, he just walks off. He goes, and we never see him again. So this is another of Cameron doing his video diaries, wondering what's going on. Right, so what's happening next? I think this might be where they go find the calf. It's a calf, I think, that they find. When something's been picked up on the motion sensors. So they go out. They find this. I don't know what this is. I can't work it out. It's like something that's been turned over, but I don't know what it is. I could never figure it out. But anyway, they find this calf. In a minute. There we go. Found this calf, and she does a quick examination. We found there's no blood in it. There's a couple of incisions, but she says apart from that, there's no other signs of why it's dead, apart from these incisions. But there's no signs of a struggle or anything. No tracks. And she cuts it open. There's no blood, so that's a mystery. There you go. That's what she's doing there. But then they see something, or the sensors pick up something. Yes, that appears. The black vehicle just drives up to the gate and stops. And then I think we see something else in a minute. It just gives us a shot of the pasture. But that's important anyway. We see that later. But I don't think we see anything just yet. I could be wrong. I'll just keep playing it, see what happens. No, we don't. Right. Right, so they're hunting for something. There's the dog checking out the interior of the barn. All right, we're at 11:11. Yeah. No, see, I'm getting ahead of myself again. Don't find something else. That's another day. They're all back now. They're back at the ranch house, and Lisa's washing up or whatever, doing womanly things. And then you see the time there, 11:11, and as we watch. I think it might be 11:11 even. No, maybe I've gone too far. Hang on, let's go back. It might be exactly on the stroke of 11:11. Yep, right. So the clock's going 11:10. As soon as it turns to 11:11, there it goes. Little Cody goes running by, and Lisa just suddenly gets a nosebleed out of nowhere. As we see here. Look, my nose is bleeding, so she goes get a paper towel. And they're thinking, that's weird. Sam finds the bloody tissue, and so she says, I've had a nosebleed, and I've had a couple of them, the previous nights. But obviously she didn't see little Cody run by. So Sam decides to go and check the the footage from the previous nights. We find out that exactly 11:11, you see little Cody run by. Exactly 11:11. So on the 7th of August at 11:11, there he goes. And then I think it shows on the 8th of August. Oh no, whatever. Then the next night he did it again. It was exactly 11:11 every night. Little Cody goes running by, and it's almost 11:11 as luck would have it. So in they go into the house. They're all checking the watches, and Sam says there's a presence has moved through the house, and Hoyt goes and gets his gun. He doesn't say it's Cody, but they're all getting ready, and Hoyt's getting a bit hysterical. But then as we watch, nothing happens. It goes to 11:11, but then they think it's too late. But then he goes by, so the watches must have been a little bit out. But then he goes by, so they go running after him. Hoyt saying, "Cody!" So he's running after him, and then we see Cody disappear into that structure there, that little shed or shack or whatever it is. So, but apparently it's all locked up, and I don't know if Hoyt's ever been in here. I presume he's lived there for 4 years, but I presume there's parts of his ranch that he's never been in. So he didn't build it; he bought it 4 years previously. So I'm presuming he's never been in here. And the door's locked, so he goes and gets a bloody great axe and whacks, no, it's a pickaxe, and smashes the door in. And they go inside, and obviously there's no sign of Cody, obviously. What's that? TH4397, you're a stormtrooper. Definitely one of the better found footage films and more believable than that reality series. I like that reality series, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Travis Taylor's cool. He's a cool scientist. But it's okay. It's okay. It's better than bloody Curse of Oak Island, I'll give you that. They'll never find anything there. Anyway, where were we? Right, so they go into the shack, and there's nothing there, no sign of Cody, but they do find some big, wolf footprints in the dirt. So Lisa takes some, what they call them, plaster casts. But I think Matt finds something. He finds a metal box at the back of the. There you go. There's him finding it. A metal box has got nothing in it. Oh, you can just see one of the plaster casts that she's doing there. The big wolf footprint. Finds this metal box, and it's got MDE stenciled on the side. There you go. So apparently MDE have been there before. So Sam gets on the phone to him, and so they're all a bit confused about what's going on. And then we find out that Sam's phoned them up, MDE, and they said that yes, they had been there before. They'd done some research between 1967 and 1971 at the ranch. I don't know why they didn't tell them, but we find out later why they didn't tell him. But Hoyt's, a bit angry at this. Said, what do you mean you've been there before? And obviously these haven't been there before, but the company that they're working for have been there before. Like I say, in the 1960s. So Hoyt's getting a bit agitated at this. Because he thinks they're there to help him find his son, but they're not really. They're just there to document supernatural events. What's that? Curse of Oak Island was so disappointing. Well, it did. And I used to love watching it. But I just got fed up of them not finding anything. Drilling all these holes, and not finding anything, really. Apart from bloody, the ox shoes and bits of wood. The occasional, something made of lead, or the occasional coin, and you think, just find some treasure. You're supposed to find the Ark of the Covenant and bloody hell, Dead Sea Scrolls or something, for Christ's sake. Just make something up. Anyway, where were we? So Hoyt's a bit agitated now because he thinks, they're not there to help him find his son, and something else is going on at the ranch. So there we go. So Matt says he'd had another look around that shack and he found a couple more of those metal tins. One were empty, he said, and one had a tape in it, a magnetic tape. He says what it were called, I can't remember, U-mag tape or something like that, I don't know. That were used in the 60s. And he gives it to Ray. And Ray, I think it's Ray. Is that Ray or is that somebody else? Is that the other fella? I don't know. He gives it to this fella anyway. And he says he doesn't know if he's got anything he can play it with, you know, being from the 60s. But he says he'll have a look round and see what he's got and see if he can find a way to see what's on the tape. Right, so we do find out a bit later. That's not Ray, is it? That's the other fella, isn't it? Maybe that's Britton Sloan. So who's the cameraman then? I've no idea. I've no idea. I'm looking through the cast list on the IMDb. No, dunno. Anyway, never mind. So he's going to sort that out, whoever this is. There's Cameron doing another of his words to camera. It's basically just, you know, bringing you up to speed of what's going on. Right. Right, now I think, if this I'm right, I'm going to play this and just see what happens. I might have to move this over a little bit because things happen from the left-hand side of the screen on this bit. If it's the bit I think it is. August 14th. Because they've been there a while now. They've been there 2 weeks now. Right, so I'm going to hit play, see what happens. I think we see some car headlights appear. Have I pressed play? Oh, yes, I did. There you go. We think the car headlights. But then as we watch, off they go in different directions. There we go. So obviously not cars. Not people on motorbikes either, because they're flying. Wow. And off it goes. And then they come back together and takes out the camera. Cool. That actually reminded me of a film called The Objective. I don't know if you've seen it. That's a really good film. I've got that on DVD as well. That's about an American special forces team going into Afghanistan. I think they're looking for somebody that's, you know, missing, and they're going in. There's reports of what they call Vimanas, and anyway, there's a scene like that where they're looking out across this valley, and they see these headlights coming towards them. They suddenly separate and fly off in different directions. It's a cool film, is The Objective. I think it was directed by one of the fellas that did Blair Witch Project. So there you go. Give it a look. It's a cool film. Anyway, right, where were we? So that's that camera taken out by the weird stuff. There's the barn. There's the basement. There's the dining room with curtains. Oh, there we go. So this is Lisa asleep in bed, and we see Cody's watching her. And we see as it looks, it's like flickering, you know, as long as they're like a videotape sort of thing. I think something happens here. There's a big bright flash here, I think, that wakes this chap up. There we go. There we go. So weird stuff's happening. I think we hear a knock at the door, I think. He's going looking through the house. So he might be the cameraman then. Is he the cameraman? Yes, I think he is. Oh, you can't see him for me. Hang on. That fella there. He might be the cameraman that we hardly see in the film. Because he grabs his camera now and to show us what's going on. There we go. So looking around the house, and if it's this bit, I think it is. There we go. It starts looking out this curtain, and there's like a big dog appears at the windows, like that, giving it all that. Of course, the camera starts breaking up, and all supernatural stuff happens. This occurs. Partly to give it a bit of mystery, but I think mostly it's to cover up, you know, dodgy special effects. Is this where we're going to see something? Is it? Yes, it is. Right, so I'm going to have to move the screen over a bit. There we go. Nope, not too far. There we go. We're looking. Hang on, can you see it? There. We're looking here. This is the. I call it the dire wolf. I don't know if it is supposed to be that, but it's a big giant wolf. I call it a dire wolf. Here it is. It's a pretty decent visual effect, to be honest, for a low budget film. But there it is, wandering about with its glowing eyes, and they're there watching it. They're saying, "What on earth is that?" So they're gonna go looking for it. I think Hoyt says, "Let's go hunting." So off they go, looking for this giant wolf, and they find it. You see, they see it in the distance. Hoyt takes a shot at it, so they go off, and it runs off. This actually happened in real life, according to the people of NIDS on the Skinwalker Ranch. A big giant wolf did appear, just came trotting up to him, apparently. I don't think it was as big as this one we see here, but just came trotting up. And as they were watching, no, this is a story from the rancher, one of the Sherman. I don't think they were called Sherman. I think they were called the Sherman Ranch. But I don't think the family were called the Shermans. I can't remember what they were called. Were they called Gormans? I can't remember. But it's the rancher takes a shot at it. As him and his son, I think, are just looking out, and this big wolf appears out of nowhere, and just walks up and just grabs. I think it's a calf. I think that's in the pasture, and just starts dragging it off. So he gets his rifle out and shoots at it. And as he shoots it, like a lump of its flesh just flies off. And it like ignores him, and he shoots it again, and then it just sort of like looks at him and then runs off. And they find this bit of flesh, and it's like charred, like a weird, or not alive skin. It's weird. So that was a weird thing that really happened. I think that's what this is based on. Anyway, so they go out and they find the wolf, and they take another shot at it in a minute. Hang on, I've gone too far probably. Is this it? They're going to find it in a minute. Or it might have gone now. I think they see it. I think they see it up here somewhere, I think. I'll just keep playing it and we'll risk it. There we go. There you see it there, look. And he takes another shot at it, because America. It's obviously dangerous. I mean, look at it. I'd think I'd shoot it. So he takes another shot, and it lopes off, and lopes off to the, our right. But when they go looking for it, they go off to the left for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe there were mixed messaging with the cross purposes with the CG team. But anyway, they go looking for it, but they find an entrance to a cave. So instead of going after a dirty great wolf, they think it's gone down into the cave, even though the cave's in a different direction. Got relocated to Baskerville Hall. That's one of my favourite films. All the various versions of Hound of the Baskervilles. I love that story. It's great. The Hammer film version's cool. But I do like the Basil Rathbone one as well. Anyway, they go down into this cave. They get some ropes. They go down into this cave, and they find a bit of Native American art in a minute. Are we going to see it? Are they going to show us? They've gone too far now. Come on, land on it. There we go. So they found a bit of Native American art. It's a bit hard to make out. As you can, hang on. Figures. There's a figure there and a figure there holding spears, and then up above them there's like a black triangle. There, obviously supposed to be some sort of spaceship, but they don't know how old it is, obviously. And then they find some skeletons. They don't know how old these are either. I've gone too far now. But then they hear a growl behind them, so obviously the beast is down there with them, so they get out. Sharpish. All right, there's a mistake here now. Right, so we cut to, I forgot his name, Cameron, doing one of his video blogs, but you notice the date's wrong. It says the 14th of August 2012. All the other ones have been 2011. It's supposed to be in 2011. So I think this were added later. I don't know why. It does seem a bit... Because it's different to every other of his video logs he's done. And that's they've got the date wrong. So I think this must have been added later at some point. He don't really say anything. He's just saying they found, this weird creature and... they found that cave and they don't know what's going on, basically. So, but yeah, there's that mistake there. So that's a bit poo, innit? Anyway, but never mind. So they're wondering about these Native American art, and Matt there, he starts talking about Vimanas, curiously. He says it looks exactly like a Vimana. It doesn't. It's just like a black triangle on the wall, wasn't it? It looks nothing like a Vimana if you Google a Vimana. But he talks about them. They're from Sanskrit texts, from thousands of years ago. Ancient spaceships and stuff like that. So that's what he thinks. Hoyt's not impressed. And Sam says, this has gone beyond looking for a missing kid. Within earshot of Hoyt, because Sam's obviously a bit of an idiot. And Hoyt takes the hoof and storms out. So Sam goes after him and Cameron and the cameraman, obviously. They go and talk to him. Sam apologises, so they make friends. But as they're just making friends, there's a big flash from the barn. Hoyt's reiterating that he's happy that they're there and they're trying to help him. Then there's a flash from the barn in a minute. They go running round, see what's going on. And they can't see anything. And I think they hear music or something coming from upper level, so they climb up there. But I don't think they find anything, to be honest. I don't think they do. He puts his camera down, a little spider crawls across. I don't know why they're showing that. Is that a real spider? CG spider? Don't know. But they showed that for some reason. Maybe they had a CG spider asset that they didn't want to waste. But yeah, they don't think they find anything. I think it's a bit of a mystery. There we go. Right. So, I don't know if we're on the same day. It says it's the 16th now. I don't know if we were on the 16th before. Like I said, things start happening pretty quickly now. Here we see the dog is barking at something. Oh, you can't see it for me. So let me get rid of my fat head. I'll tell him, I'll just move it over a bit. There you go. You can see the dog there, look. You can see the dog there. It's barking at something. And then as it's barking, obviously you know something weird's going to happen because the camera's all breaking up. And then something just grabs the dog as it's barking. In a minute. Can't see for me. I'll just get rid of me. As we're watching, the dog's barking. Come on, get on with it. There we go. It backs off. Then something grabs it, and breaks its neck, and drops it to the floor. It's not a cool effect. Probably a CG dog. They've covered it up with a bit of interference. But yeah, so Hoyt's dog's no more. But I wonder what it saw. Something invisible, no doubt. So what's happening next? They send Matt out to check. Remember the camera that got taken out earlier? So Matt's got to go and check that out. So he gets it working again. And they tell him, can you go back into the field just to get it in focus? So, hang on, see, I've gone too far again. Here we go. So he goes back and he's, they're saying, hello, you're all right, yes, that's fine. And then, I'll just check. So I've been doing a lot of... we're still all right. We're still on excellent connection. I was just making sure. And anyway, as they're watching, all interference starts, and then there you go. There's some sort of disturbance in the corn or whatever it is, the grass, and suddenly Matt's flung God knows how far. I thought he disappeared on, you know, whatever, but no, he's not. He just got thrown. He's just been thrown, you know, some distance. Because then we go to the next day, and it showed Hoyt burying his dog. In a minute. Lisa says she's looked at Matt, and you know, he's fine. He's shook up. He's fine. I think he's got a broken arm or fractured something or other. But he's very shaken up. Here he is. We also saw Hoyt burying his dog. And Lisa says she doesn't know what happened to his dog. You know, that's a mystery. Anyway, Matt's had enough. There you can see he's got a sling on. He's had enough. He's going to take the van. He says, I'm going to the ER and then I'm out of here. You'd think somebody'd go with him, wouldn't you? But no, he's going to drive himself, even though he's got a buggered arm. So off he goes. So there's no transport now. Well, not their own anyway. You know, he's driving off in the MDE van. Never to be seen again. I think they do arrange for the van to be brought back, but it'll be the next day. And they want to get out of there now. They all agree it's time to go soon. All right, whoever had the videotape, is it Ray or is it one of the others? I don't know, I can't remember. He's found out what's on the videotape, and he says it's better if I just play it. So then they start playing the videotape and they're showing us what's on there. Remember, it's supposed to be a videotape from the 60s, but for some reason they've put on like as though it's an old film, like old, I don't know, 8mm film or whatever. Doesn't look like videotape, does it? You know, along with, you know, grain effects and, you know, dirt and stuff like that you won't find in a videotape, would you? You might get some, you know, damage like we've seen with the other, you know, electrical stuff, but like I said, they've tried to make out this is shot on film. Maybe it were transferred to videotape, I don't know. But anyway, so we're seeing it's set in the 60s, although in the credits it says 70s, so maybe it's the 70s. Well, it was 60, 70, 71, so maybe this is 71. Seeing these fellas in these, you know, suits, what do they call them? I can't remember what they call them suits. They're going somewhere, and they're in a van, and then they see this little girl. She's called Rebecca, by the way. They pick her up. They know her name. I think she's somebody that lives at the ranch back in 1971. And what's happening there? Oh, it's them moving to see Rebecca, I think. There you go. She's just standing there. Anyway, they take her back to the ranch. They've like got a tent set up, and we see that they've got guns as well. This is the MD people from 1971. Remember. So they take her back to the ranch, and they've got a tent set up, and they take her inside. They start asking her questions outside, and she doesn't answer. She just goes in. And then there you go. Then there's the doctor here. She talks to her for a little bit, and then there we go. She picks up a syringe and injects herself. So she kills herself. So obviously injected herself with a you know, air bubble or whatever. Then these two people suddenly get up. And obviously, I'm presuming this is Rebecca doing this. They get thrown about. And so the ones outside, they go running in to see what's going on. I had to run the opposite direction myself. They go running in to see what's happening. And then we see in a minute there, this fella. I think this fella here that we see the silhouette there. I think he was like the lead scientist. I think we see him, and basically they do a clover field, you know, where he's behind there and his head explodes. They do that. See if I can get that. There we go. His head exploded. And And then the cameraman sneaks round, and then we see Rebecca. And then, if you saw it in the trailer, if you saw the trailer earlier on, it showed it. In a minute. Go on, get on with it. Hey, come on, show us. Showing the dead bodies, you know, the carnage wrought by this little girl. We don't only see Rebecca, we see somebody else in a minute. There she is. And then she does the old Grave Encounters face, sort of. Here she goes, there we go. And it's all changing and, you know, and kind of poor effects, but never mind. We'll cut it some slack. The old Grave Encounters effect. And then he gets got by an alien or something. Some creature. In a minute. I think he turns round and there it is. Go on, get on with it. Sorry about all the flashing. There it is, look, there we go. Some sort of alien beast or, you know, I don't even know if they're aliens. You know, spoilers, we do see a UFO later on. But, you know, are they aliens? Is it some weird intelligence from Earth or from another dimension? I don't know, it doesn't explain it. It's just weird stuff. Anyway, so that's the end of that tape. So that's what happened in 71. The MDE team were all wiped out. So anyway, so he's back here with the correct date this time of 2011, saying they've decided they're getting out of there. You know, the other team were all wiped out. You know, they're not going to stick around. So that's what they're going to do. So here they are talking about it. Ray and Lisa and Cameron and the fella behind the camera, whoever that is. Oh, there we go. There we see the wolf's back. They're going to get in Hoyt's truck. Hoyt's got a truck, so they're going to jump into Hoyt's truck and hot-foot it out of there. But this the dire wolf has other plans for them. Anyway, they get in the truck and the oh, for God's sake, the wolf. I think that were Ray taking another couple of pot shots at it, but they all pile in the truck. And the wolf walks around. It's actually quite a good scene, is this, look. Quite cool. There it is. And we see it from one of the static cameras. Static being the operative word with all the interference. Anyway, so there it is walking round. And then it... I think it attacks the truck. Notice it growls at Lisa, and then for some reason Lisa starts attacking Cameron for some reason. There you go. It runs off, but then I think where's it going? But then for some reason Lisa starts attacking Cameron. Oh, there you go. It spun the truck round, and then Lisa starts attacking Cameron in a minute. I think the wolf's run off now. I think it's disappeared. Or maybe it's like a spirit. It's the Skinwalker spirit has gone into Lisa and she starts attacking him. As you see, the camera fritzes out. She starts attacking him. But obviously overpower her. And she doesn't remember what's happened. Shows the next day. She doesn't remember. And I think they're telling Sam that they're getting out of there. And obviously he don't want them to go. But he said, no, you know, too much is happening. It's getting dangerous now. It's their job, isn't it? But Hoyt's gone to sit outside. But little Cody comes to see him as we're watching. I think we might see something fly by in the sky as well. I watched it earlier on. I thought, did I see that? So we'll have another look. Here he is, look. Here's Cody arriving. And I want to just move that over a little bit because I'm sure I saw something fly from the left to right, or it could have been me stigmatism. So there you go. So he sees his son, so he sets off after him. I want to say, I'm looking over there from the left. I'm sure a light there. Do you see it? Yeah, there was something that flew by. And Cody points off to our right. He's right as well. And sets off. So Hoyt goes after him. And then we see him running across the pasture. There we go. And that's it. That's the last we see of Hoyt. Hoyt's been taken, I think. I don't know if we see a flash or not. Hang on, gone too far. We might see a flash, I don't know. It disappears, does Cody, and then, pardon me, Hoyt goes after him. No, I don't think we hear it. That's it. He's gone. We don't see Hoyt again. There's Ray with his gun. They're all packing up, getting ready to go. And they get outside, and they find they can't go because Hoyt's truck has... there we go. It's been turned into a... I presume this is a CG thing. I don't think they had the budget to smash up a real truck. So I'm presuming that's a CG truck. This looks quite good, I must admit. What's that? Seeing dark light, it was fun, though a little wonky. I might have done, I don't know. I'm terrible with... That's in my memory. I've got another friend that's also asking me if I've seen these films, and I never know. Or stuff that's on Netflix. She'll say, have you seen this? And I say, I don't know, I can't remember. And I'll go and check, and it always says resume. So, yes, I probably have seen them, but I've forgotten. I'm useless. Had a similar feel, yeah. I might have seen it, I don't know. So they can't get out of there because Hoyt's truck's been mangled somehow. So they go back in, and they're wondering what to do. I don't know what happens to Sam. What happens to Sam? Trying to think now. We'll find out. They're having an argument, saying they've got to get out of there. And I think this is where he says he's arranged that somebody's bringing the van back tomorrow. They can't wait till tomorrow. And then they think all hell breaks loose in a minute. Here we go. Oh, they say something's wrong with Ray. So Ray's there with an apple, and he drops the apple, and then blows his brains out. In a minute. I'm going to find it. There you go. Got the gun. And then he says something, I don't know. And then he kills himself. So there you go. There you go. So that's the end of Ray. So... And then all hell breaks loose then. All the lights go out and, weird stuff starts happening. And then an alien appears. I'm going to see it in a minute. See, all the lights are flashing, look. And then look in the kitchen, an alien appears there. There it is. It starts chasing them. It starts chasing them through the house. Through the house. So, there we go. I say it's kind of cool, I must admit. I do think they've done a decent job on a low budget. Well, I presume it's a low budget. I once saw a found footage film. I can't remember what it was called. It was set in some hospital in Los Angeles. Maybe that famous haunted hospital in Los Angeles. I can't remember what it's called. But I once looked at that, and it had a budget like $5 million. And I thought, what the hell did they spend that money on? Probably drugs. But that was rubbish. Anyway, but I don't think this will have had a budget of $5 million. So they're running about through the house, being chased by a slightly wonky CG alien, but it looks cool. I think it still looks cool. They cover it up with some, interference effects, but they're hiding in different rooms. And it's trying to get in. There it comes, lurching through, look, because it's just a monster alien. Never have clothes, do they? Is clothes just a human thing? Maybe it is. Everywhere else. When we get to other planets, when we start exploring the galaxy, we'll just find all these nude aliens. And why not? We're the only people in the universe that have invented pockets and zips. Anyway, the alien's trying to get in, and then it decides to bugger off, and they go and check on Lisa. What happens to Sam here? Does something happen to Sam here now? Sam disappears here now. Does something get him? I can't actually remember. There you go. He's got Sam with the collar. I know. I'm just playing this. You know, I'm trying not to miss bits. It still says excellent connection. We're still fine. It's not saying we've got a copyright strike. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to find out and remember what happened to Sam. I think he disappears here. I think. Oh, there we go. Yes, there's the window. Has he gone out the window? Let's have a look again. Let's go back. Live. Go on. Yes, I think he's heading out the window, isn't he, Sam? Yeah. But I can't remember what happens to him. Yeah, he's heading out the window. And Cameron's going to check on Lisa. She's screaming in her room. So off he goes. He breaks down the door. We see some flashing going on inside through the door, through the cracks. And he goes in, and she's not... Oh, for God's sake. She's nowhere to be seen. She's gone as Lisa. Anyway, it was a bathroom, by the way. And there was a flash, and she's gone. So Lisa's been taken. So Cameron gets outside. I think he meets up with Sam. And the head for Hoyt's, you know, that buggy thing. What they call them? I can't remember what they call them. That little beach buggy thing, whatever they call them. Quad, like a quad bike thing, isn't it? He's got one of those. So they're going to head for that and get away in that. But the camera's all fritzing out. Right, so they're still running there. Hang on, see, I've gone too far now. Here we go. Right, so they get there. They get to the. Oh, for crying out loud! I'll just play the bloody thing. So they're running to the whatever it's called, quad bike. I'm going to call it that. I don't know. And they get to it, and Sam gets in first. I don't know. Whoever's holding the camera. I don't know what's happened to Sam. Maybe Sam's disappeared. I can't remember. This is Cameron, isn't it? And we've got the fella holding the camera. I don't know what's happened to Sam. I might have missed it. But Cameron gets into the vehicle first, but he gets yanked out by an unseen force. Hey, here we go. We finally got there. There we go. Off he goes. I don't know what happened to Sam. I'm sorry. We never know. Maybe it's a mystery. But then the cameraman puts the camera down and he runs around the other side and gets in the driver's side, and he's about to drive off, and then there's a flash, and then we see the alien, and then he's gone. Takes him. So the cameraman's gone. And that's basically the end of the film. There we go. The camera goes off. And they were obviously found by this journalist that we mentioned at the beginning of the film. There's not even in it. But I don't know what happened to Sam. I'm going to have to go back and try and find out what happened to Sam. That's not Sam, is it? No, that's Cameron. Right, that's where he found... Oh, no, that's the kitchen. No, see, I've gone too far back now. They've locked themselves in the room. Sam goes out the window here. And do we see him again? Right, that's him looking for Lisa. She's gone. The lights are flashing outside. So where the bloody hell's Cameron got to? Not Cameron, Sam. That's Cameron. Where is he? We go over Ray's dead body. Remember, he shot himself. Right, Sam, where are you? Do we see him again? Kicks open the fence. No, because I got to this bit, didn't I? Yeah, Sam's just vanished. Sam climbed out the window and disappeared. We'll assume the aliens got him. Or whatever they are. But yeah, that's the end of the film. And then we cut to this pasture. And we see little Cody standing there. And as we're watching... Oh, you can't see. Hang on, let me move that over a bit. As we're watching, it's like a fast forward of the time. As you see, it's spinning on right fast there. Look, 5 p.m. It goes on. It gets dark. We're still all right. Yeah. Oh, no, we're not. Got to be careful now. We've detected copyright order in your streams. Hopefully I'm still going. I hope I am. It still says I am. It's not saying it's ended. And it's not stopped on there. So I'll say we're okay, but I've got to be careful now. Anyway, we see little Cody there, and it gets dark. Then as we're watching, UFO flies over. There we go. And that's it then. That ends then. And then we get some end credits like that. And then that's it. That's the end of the film. And it's kind of cool. And they show some stuff like that, you know, with scientific symbols written on. But yeah, and that's it. But it's a cool film. It's a cool found footage film. I really like it. I think it's very well made. For a found footage film, it's not perfect. They very rarely are. Cloverfield's my favourite found footage film. That's what. If you give a good filmmaker, you know, I forgot his name, $30 million to do a found footage film, you end up with Cloverfield. But don't think this had $30 million. But it were good. It were well made. It were well made. Another one I like, another found footage film I do like, is called Eyes in the Dark. That's another micro budget film. They did quite a lot with a small budget. I do like that one as well. That's a cool one. But yes, I did like this one, and probably because of the Skinwalker Ranch story, which I'm a bit of a fan of. I like the Skinwalker Ranch myth or legend. They did use that in this, so it's well worth a watch. It is well worth a watch, and see if we've gone back to. We're back on Excellent Connection now, so we may have got away with it. Anyway, so I'll leave it there. So give it a watch anyway. Skinwalkers or Skinwalker Ranch, depending where you are, maybe in the world. So we'll leave it there. So it's worth a watch. I might do another found footage film another time, but not next week. I don't know what I'm doing next week. I'll decide over the weekend. But we'll leave it there. So thanks Joshua, and thanks TH4397 for joining in the live chat. It's cool as always. But that's another one in the bag. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, don't have nightmares. Thanks Joshua, don't have nightmares. And yes, thanks. And look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the. But what happened to Sam?